What is going on, you guys? This is the Cubone here. And as always, as you can see, I am wearing teal and black like a Duval cat because I'm here to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars. And of course, I am joined by my co-host Trico. Trico, how are you doing today? I told you, be patient. Sassy little guy, isn't he? In this video, we wanted to preview the Week 2 matchup between the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kansas City starting off 0-1. They had that ugly loss to the Detroit Lions last Thursday. It was a very sloppy game, poor play calling, all that kind of stuff. They didn't have Chris Jones. They didn't have Travis Kelce. They dropped a bunch of passes. It did not look pretty. And Jacksonville, of course, is coming off their first win of the season against Indianapolis Colts. We had already talked about that in the last video, so we're not going to discuss that today. So what I have on the whiteboard are really just three headlines going into this game that I really wanted to discuss with you guys. And first and foremost, Chris Jones, defensive tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs, ends his holdout. I was disgusted when I found out that Chris Jones was going to be playing this week for the Kansas City Chiefs. If you didn't know, he had held out the first game of the season and all of training camp and OTAs and all that stuff because he wanted basically a new contract and kind of didn't really get it. It's kind of an awkward situation in Kansas City, but all in all, Chris Jones, he's coming back this week. He is easily the anchor of that Kansas City defense. It's not a great defense, but Kansas City with Chris Jones is a lot better with Kansas City without Chris Jones. Yeah, Chris Jones is an absolute menace. Easily, in my opinion, the best defensive tackle right now. Aaron Donald, not too far behind him. But yeah, I'm sick to my stomach. I had hoped and wished that he had held out one more week. But alas, we got to deal with Chris Jones this week. Let's go ahead and move on to the second bullet point that I have on my whiteboard. Tight end Travis Kelce's health status. Obviously, Travis Kelce, star tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, did not play last Thursday due to a bone bruise, I believe it was, in his knee. And it sort of happened like last minute, like the day before the game against the Lions, so it was obvious that he wasn't going to play in that game. However, I think now he's gotten enough time to heal that knee and that bone bruise that I'm fairly certain that he's going to play in this game. It's not 100% certain, but I feel confident that Travis Kelce is going to play in this game. Which, damn it. Damn it. I don't want to deal with Travis Kelce. Jacksonville last year was notoriously bad at covering tight ends, and especially bad at covering Travis Kelce in the two games that they played. So easily their best receiving option. I mean, you look at last week, everyone just kind of wrote off Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore and Marquez Valdes-Scantling and criticizing them for all those drop passes, even though Mahomes wasn't the best at throwing the football last week. But either way, Travis Kelce, you can tell that his presence was you can tell that his presence was missed last week, is what I'm trying to get at. And having him back, giving that security blanket, and that's an excellent route runner at the tight end position for Patrick Mahomes, is going to be huge and critical for the Chiefs because I don't think their offensive line play is all that great in Kansas City. Not to say that Kansas City's offensive line is really that bad, but I feel like Jacksonville has an opportunity to take advantage of some of the issues that Kansas City's offensive line presents. And making sure that you have a good security blanket for your quarterback when you have a suspect offensive line like a Travis Kelce is huge for an offense. And maybe, just maybe, with Travis Kelce, they stop forcing the ball to Kadarius Toney. Okay, maybe, just maybe. We'll see, but we'll see. Last but not least, The Jacksonville offensive line injuries. My, oh my. Jacksonville's offensive line is not in a good situation right now. From poor play to constant injuries, this offensive line has gone from one of its strengths in terms of depth to now one of its weaknesses. And, you know, obviously the big one that everybody knows of is Cam Robinson, the left tackle, is suspended for the first 4 games of the season. He's not going to be able to come back until at least Buffalo, the Buffalo game in week 5. So, you know, Walker Little has been dealing with a groin injury, from what I heard. Anton Harrison has been dealing with a shoulder injury, from what I heard. Tyler Shatley is who I'm thinking of. Tyler Shatley missed a lot of time in the offseason due to like a heart issue. Ben Barge had been coming off a major injury that he suffered last year. And now, Brandon Sheriff and center Luke Fortner are on the injury report for the Jacksonville Jaguars and were listed as did not participate. Man, it's getting bad real quick at that position. Really, really bad. Now, fortunately, Trevor Lawrence is really good at, you know, being mobile within the pocket and avoiding pressure, but make no mistake, eventually that's not going to be sustainable for the entire 60 minutes. You're going to need a play where your offensive line holds up for at least 3 to 4 seconds so you can get a deep pass down the middle of the field to like a Calvin Ridley or an Evan Ingram. And if the offensive line is as bad as it is right now, as bad as it played, and you add the fact that Chris Jones is coming back, man, it's not looking good right now if I'm a Jags fan, which last time I checked, I'm a Jags fan. Oh yeah, Trico, what's the bright side? Yeah, it is in fact my birthday today. Thank you, Trico. All right, and now that we reached the end of the video, I want to give you guys my score predictions. Our score predictions on this matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trico, how about you give us your score prediction first? Okay, we're kind of in the same mindset here. I don't really like Jacksonville's odds in this game. I understand Kansas City, you know, they lost last week and it didn't look good and all that, but they do get Chris Jones and Travis Kelce back. I think that's going to greatly help the Kansas City Chiefs' odds in winning this game. And more or less, with all those injuries to the offensive line, I'm overly cautious and optimistic that they can win, but I'm going to pick the Chiefs to win this game by a score of 28-24. I think Jacksonville will keep it close, a one-score kind of a game, but overall, I think Kansas City is going to find a way to win this game. The only way I think Jacksonville is going to win this game, I'm going to say it right now, is if Kansas City gets in their own way. I'm talking, you know, the offense is turning the football over, the whole team's causing a bunch of penalties, there's questionable play calling like they did against Detroit, an injury or two that significantly weakens the team. You know, this is a game that is very reminiscent of what happened last year around this time for Jacksonville. Week 3, they're going up against the Los Angeles Chargers. I felt like the Jags were going to lose the game, and then they came out with a win. It kind of has that same feeling. It kind of feels like this is a game that Jacksonville should lose, and I won't be surprised if they win, but I still think Chiefs over Jaguars. Both teams will go to 1-1. And, well, that's going to do it for us today, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.